Liv from the Free Science Workshop, and for this week's 5 Minute Friday, we're going to dig back into an experiment that we started before this whole mess happened. Bread in a bag. Back at the beginning of March, there's a lot of curiosity around the spread of germs and the effectiveness of hand washing, so we decided to take matters into our own hands and get a loaf of plain white bread. Of the 4 pieces we took from the bag, the first one got touched only with a glove, placed immediately into a Ziploc bag, labeled, and hung up in the workshop. Of the other 3 slices, one was rubbed all over the workshop, the floor, the walls, the take-apart bits, the materials, to get it as dirty as we possibly could, to replicate the hands of someone who had participated in activities and didn't wash them or sanitize them. Another piece was touched with hands that had been properly washed for 30 seconds with soap and water like the CDC recommends, and the 4th piece got licked. By me. Sorry. After hanging the bags up in the workshop, our next step was to wait. Unfortunately, during that time, globally things had escalated and we did have to close down the workshop to visitors. However, the bread bags have been here the whole time. So let's take a closer look and see what happened with our little experiment. Let's start with our control, the untouched bread. Even after more than a month, there's still no noticeable mold, bacteria, discoloration, or really anything different happening. It kind of looks the same as the day it went in. Surprisingly, or unsurprisingly depending on what your hypothesis was, our soap and water bread is almost indistinguishable from the bread that had nothing done to it. Even in the close-up view, it's pretty hard to pick out any remarkable differences. It would be fairly difficult to tell this slice apart from any other slice in a fresh bag. Taking a look at our licked bread is a whole different story. In contrast, the bread that was licked clearly shows some mold activity going on. You can see it looks like it's spread from one corner, fanning out and branching off into green, gray, orange, and yellow different types of colonies. In some spots, it looks like they might be getting along, and in others, potentially battling for territory. Finally, our dirty hands bread. Ugh. Now the front and the back of this one look a little bit different from each other, but both are pretty remarkable. We can see the yellow, orange, green, gray, and white types of mold have really come into their own and have started to blossom and spread all over the bread slice. Identifying specific types of mold is a little difficult, but after a little research, we believe there may be, at the very least, types of rhizophus mold, also called black bread mold. Although it starts out white, eventually turns grayish, the long, fuzzy tendrils will end in black tips once the mold has been given long enough to grow. Penicillium is one of the most common types of molds on bread, but often appears as sort of fuzzy, lightly colored patches, usually in white, gray, or blue. As for our yellow and orange molds, we have a couple guesses here, but Aspergillus is our most likely culprit. This can take all sorts of different forms, with the potential for this orange mold to turn slimy if left long enough. Experiments with mold should always be done carefully, as some molds can create toxins that are dangerous for people to breathe, eat, or be around. If you have any ideas for a way that we can continue or improve our mold experiment, let us know. We've got plenty of time to see what grows. Looks like our 5 minutes is up. Stay safe, stay curious. Happy Friday, everybody.